If you are feeling hopeless and just heartbroken, that you feel like you can't be the mom you want to be because your childhood was so hard, then today's video is for you. All right, so for today's journal, it says, I yelled at my daughter tonight. She wasn't even doing anything horrible, just dawdling at bedtime like kids do. But something in me snapped. I heard my voice echo off the walls, sharp and loud, and saw the fear in her eyes. And then I saw my own eyes, the little girl I used to be, the one who got yelled at, scolded, told that she was too much. I swore I would never be like that. I promised myself I'd break the cycle. But there I was. The second I walked out of her room, I collapsed in the hallway and sobbed. I'm not the mom I want to be. I'm trying so hard to heal. I've done therapy, I've read books, I've prayed, but sometimes it feels like no matter how far I've come, the old stuff still lives inside of me. And the worst part, deep down, I still believe it, that I am too much, that I mess everything up, that no matter how hard I try, I'll never really be a safe place for the people I love. I want to believe I can change, but tonight, I don't know. All right, now here was my response using the Fortitude Framework. Oh, Steph, I am so thankful that you shared all of that and we're so vulnerable. I know that it's hard to share things like that. And so I first just want to thank you so much for being willing to share that and letting me in and trusting me enough with that. I believe that you have everything that you need to be the best mom and to be that safe place. Like in your journal, you talked about being a safe place for kids. And I'm so confident that you have everything that you need to be that safe place and to literally be the best mom for your children. And it's actually because the reason why I can say that so confidently, it's actually not probably not why you think. It's actually because of these hardships that you've been through and through your life. It's not going to come from your typical route of, okay, I'm just going to try to change and I'm just going to try to break generational patterns and I'm just going to try to break the chain and, heal and whatever. This is a message that I feel like so many mothers need to hear, starting with you. And then once we help you champion it, then you can help other people champion this. As soon as you embrace, and we in this program, we talked about the difference between accepting and embracing. I'm not talking about accepting. I'm not talking about accepting that, oh, well, that happened and I can't change the past, so I'm just gonna accept it and then try to change my future and try to change generational stuff. That's acceptance. I want you to embrace your past. Welcome it in. It's actually kind of what you said in your journal. You literally said that when you yelled and you looked in her eyes and you saw her fear, you said you saw your own eyes. That the reason why it hurt you so much was because you saw your own eyes when you were looking at her. And so you already know not only what she feels, that you can empathize with her, but you know what she's craving in those moments. You know exactly what she needs in those moments when she's feeling afraid, because it's everything that you wish you had. Unfortunately, I believe personally, we are so wired that in those moments, rather than which could be this amazing, beautiful gift where you have a moment in the middle of it when you have empathy pierce your heart. That's a gift. That is empathy is one of the greatest regulators of our nervous system. It's one of the greatest things that changes us, takes us from our 20% and puts us in our 80% is empathy. Like, that's not just me saying that. I literally have so much science I could show you. But what's so sad, again, is that what could become this really beautiful thing, I feel like mainstream society, mainstream therapy, mainstream anything that you literally see on social media, I feel like one of the biggest messages is that in those moments that again could be turned into something so beautiful, our thoughts, which I'm sure you'd agree with me, Rather than our thoughts going to, "Oh, I know what she is feeling and I know what she needs. And I can give her what she needs right now when she's wanting me to just pick her up and say I'm sorry and just love her and then give her a hug. Rather, like our thought, instead of being, I know what she needs, I can help her, our thought is, I did that because of my mom. I am like this because of her. I can't change this because of her. I'm forever like chained to this way of thinking, activating because of her. And so then it changed it rather than that empathy turning into doing something about the situation, that empathy turns into grief and shame and resentment and anger. Does that make sense? Do you see how whenever like things like that happen, you actually have this fork in the road? Where fortitude, we're like, embrace it. Embrace that you know what she's feeling, so you know what to do. It's a gift. It's a gift that you went through those hard things because now you don't have to guess what's going to happen with your children. And I don't know when it started. Who knows? I don't know if your mom got it from her mom or that mom got it from that mom or, but you can't break generational patterns by resenting the previous generation or resenting our hardships or resenting, I mean, that is like the basis of everything that we teach at Fortitude is that the only way to take you from just cope. Here is all of your nervous system, regulatory things. Just keep calming your nervous system, take baths, self-care, and that's not going to work. Also, are some moms where they literally might not know. Like they might literally be like, I like maybe they had a good childhood and they don't have anything, whatever, and then they have a hard kid and they don't know because again, they had a great childhood. They were probably a maybe a good kid or whatever. And so there it was kind of easy. And then maybe they have a more difficult kid. And so they don't really know the impact that they're gonna have, by yelling or screaming or spanking or whatever. They just don't really know. Like they don't fully understand like the impact. But you do. And that's a gift. I know that it sounds so crazy to say that because I know it's caused you a lot of pain. But the moment that it will stop causing you pain is when you start using it for something beautiful in your life. When you start using that hardship to get you to your ultimate aim, where your relationship with your kids is beautiful and thriving, where you've modeled to your kids how to say sorry, how to know that we're not going to be perfect. You know, if your mom expected perfection of you, I know that it's easy to expect that perfection now of like, I need to be a perfect mom now and I need to never do these things. But can I just tell you something that parenting is hard? It really is. Actually, right now, like I could literally think of somebody right now who's in the program right now. And she actually claims to have had an amazing childhood. She's just like, I literally had the best parents. Like my mom and my dad were both like amazing. Like I grew up with like the best confidence and love and everything was like she's just like I seriously had like the best childhood and I had the best parents and like I just knew I was loved. I am so confident. But can I tell you a secret? Even that friend, she has sent in journals about not showing up as the mom she wanted or like or snapping at her kids when she didn't want to or yelling when she didn't want to. The reason why I'm highlighting this to you is because parenting is hard. Sometimes we attach ourselves to identities. So for me, I remember like when my parents got divorced, one of the biggest stats, like there's literally so many stats that say if you're a child of divorce, you're already like 50% more likely to get divorced yourself. Like you all like there's all these stats about, children of divorce getting into drugs, dropping out of school, all this. And I remember that that was actually causing me the most grief when my parents got divorced. There was the grief of like how it was actually changing my actual everyday life, like moving. But I actually think the biggest misery, like when I was feeling miserable, hopeless, helpless, it was because I was no longer grieving their divorce. I was grieving, this is what it's going to mean for the rest of my life. So that's why in this program we talk about how I want you to mourn that that happened to you when you were young. Like internal honesty is all about, I want you to feel it. I want you to cry. I want you to be so, like, I want you to feel it and not hold anything back that that happened to you. And I'm so sorry it did. It shouldn't have happened. And then as you mourn and everything for what happened and what is real, the only way to really actually get to where you want to go is to then start embracing how you can use this for your future to get to your ultimate aim. And so for me, I didn't want to just have crappy relationships the rest of my life. I wanted to be like happily married. This is what I wanted. And I could have just been like, well, that's just never going to happen. It's just never going to happen because my parents are divorced. And there's literally stats where it says that that's not going to happen. I know that it's so hard when you're like, I can't be the mom that I want to be because I had these experiences and I didn't have it modeled to me. And I feel like it's ingrained in me to snap and to yell. You have a gift here. You really do. I believe it. I believe it so much. For me, my parents' divorce was the best thing that happened to me because I wasn't just carelessly dating anybody. My parents' divorce was the best thing that has now given me like this beautiful happy marriage that honestly like I'm like dude this is like better than the movies like this is so good and I don't think that I would have had it if I would have just like just had normal parents and didn't really know anything different so I would have just like totally cluelessly and naively just started dating and just like I don't know married a cute guy and whatever. No, it was because of my parents' divorce. I'd already lived through that. I already knew. And so to me, I was like, well, I'm gonna capitalize on this. I'm gonna like embrace it. Not even just accept, oh, that happened. Okay, I guess I'll try my best. I'm just gonna try my very best. Even though all the stats say something different, I'm gonna try my very best to just not do that. No, I'm like, I'm not accepting, I'm embracing, I'm bringing it in, I'm welcoming it into my life. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of that, because this is exactly what is going to help me get what I want, my ultimate aim. And I'm telling you that this is a gift for you, for you. It really is. And I can tell you that, and I can prove you that actually because of your journal. Because when you saw her eyes, you saw your own eyes. You have exactly what you need. Your mom might not have. I don't know. I don't know the whole story and how far back it goes. Don't let your mind all of a sudden go straight to shame and resentment and anger and helplessness and hopelessness of I'll never be able to be the mom that I want to be because of XYZ. Do you see how it's a fork in the road? When you start embracing, I'm so thankful that this happened to me because now I can parent intentionally. I know exactly what my kids need. I can empathize with them. I can feel with them. And I'm going to act on that. And I'm going to forgive my mom. And I'm going to model to my kids that I'm not perfect. I don't expect them to be perfect. I'm not perfect. But when I do something that I doesn't align with my values, you better as heck, I'm going to show up and I'm going to say sorry and I'm going to correct it and I'm going to tell them this is what I should have done and I'm so sorry and this is what I want to do moving forward and I just love you so much and I'm so sorry that I'm not a perfect mom but I'm trying. That's what your kids need the most because if you feel like you have to be perfect, whether you know it or not, you're subconsciously teaching them that they have to be perfect. And so I actually think, again, even that is a beautiful gift. That when you're not perfect, you get to show them it's okay. You're never going to be. Parenting is hard. Life is hard. Your kids will have a system one when they grow up. All of us do. All of us have a system one, system two. All of us have a side of us that is just constantly trying to preserve our energy. So that system one, parenting, when you just want your kids to go to bed or you want them to just listen to you, that regardless of your past, that will be a part of it. Your kids, when they grow up, they will also have a system one, system two. Like they will have a 20%. You do have a 20%. Nobody is immune. Everybody, your parents, your grandparents, your kids, your posterity, your grandkids, Everybody will be born with a system one and a system two, a 20% and 80%. They're beautiful things. And the best thing you can do is show them, yeah, you will. I do. And I don't like when sometimes I just let that one, you know, just run wild. But I recognize it and this is actually what I want. And so I'm going to be present in this moment and I'm going to model this so that you know that I do love you. Obviously, mourn everything that happened, mourn it all. But anytime we have thoughts come into our head that says, and because of that, I can never be the mom I want to be, I will ruin my kids, I will, like anything that's that past that point of hopelessness, that's when I'm like, run to the framework, run to the framework. Hey, I'm Tessa. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a girl who started a journal at one of the lowest points in my life and ended up consistently keeping that journal for now 18 years, which is crazy. But it was really just because I became obsessed with this question of how can we actually be happy when life is hard? Because I believed that we were meant to be happy. And so this journal was really me trying to figure life out, trying to figure God out, trying to figure hardships out. Like, how do we actually do this? And long story short, now people actually send me their journals and I actually respond and help them get unstuck using this simple, repeatable framework that I had discovered while I was keeping my journals.